When I got accepted into dental school, I said out loud, they have messed up now because they're going to make me a doctor. That's what I said. Hi, my name is Jeffrey Butts, and I'm a doctor of dental surgery. And I just wanted to tell you guys a quick story, a little backstory about me, okay? But me only because I think that all that is possible to anyone is possible to anyone, all right? So, but my story is maybe slightly unique, okay? I didn't always want to be a dentist. As a matter of fact, like on that, like the children's show with Santa Claus, I always thought the guy that said, I want to be a dentist, I always thought that that guy was kind of weird, okay? But yet I became a dentist. And how did I become a dentist? Well, I kind of stubbed my toe right up into it, okay? So I met a dentist, all right? She's a lovely, lovely lady, all right? And at the time when I met her, I was a rock star playing in this band called Shock Lobo, and I'm touring the world, for the most part the world. But when I'm home, I'm playing Starbucks acoustically on the weekends. Well, that's where I met the dentist. She was at Starbucks studying for her boards in Atlanta, and I guess she liked my music. She bought everything that I had. I think at that time I had CDs. I might even had some tapes, y'all. Okay, that's how long it is. Oh, some of you might be like, what's a tape? Ask your mom, okay? Anyway, didn't really think anything of it, but she called me up because my number was on the tape or the CD, right? And she was like, I want to get guitar lessons. I was like, you want to get guitar lessons? I've never given a guitar lesson. That to me is anti-rock and roll, all right? Guitar lesson, I'm not giving a, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll give a guitar lesson. But we can barter for dental services. All right, so that's what we did. She cleaned my teeth. She cleaned my wife's teeth at the time, all right? And I thought I was a genius. But then we became friends. Now, in order to supplement my rock and roll lifestyle, I was putting up posters in the middle of the night, in the hood, all around the Southeast. That was my job, okay? And it paid at the time about $25 an hour, which is actually pretty good money at that time. But one night, I'm in Atlanta on MLK, which is not a good place to be necessarily at night in Atlanta on MLK. And some kids tried to mug me, all right? I'm not gonna get into the mugging story. Maybe we'll get into that later, but they left, it stopped, it was over. They got into my truck and they got a Discman player. That's a long time ago, y'all. And it made me mad. The cops showed up and I said, hey, officer, I said, if I had a gun, could I shoot him? He said, yes, you can. And we wish you would. I didn't like it. Because the people that tried to mug me looked just like me, right? And the officer, who didn't look anything like me, he seemed fine with me killing somebody over a Discman. And that didn't make any sense to me at all, okay? So I kind of went on a, what am I gonna do? I went in like a midlife crisis, but then there was the dentist. We became friends. I'm doing my job now, I'm out of town, and she says that she needed to, I think we were having lunch, and she said that she needed to get her check from one of the jobs that she worked at, and she comes out, it was this huge check, and she was holding it like this, and it was $4,000. She said, well, this is just for a week. I was like, oh wow, just a week. And I had gone all around the Southeast for 1 week, and I made $1,000. I said, I gotta figure this out. So one day I turned to her and I said, you know what? I want to do what you do. And she said, oh my God, you'd be a great dentist. She didn't say that I should be a dentist. I just said, I want to do what you do. Well, she helped me point my writings in the right direction. And I had an uncle that went to Meharry, and that connection got me into Meharry. I went to Meharry. I still had to test into the school. I was given the post-baccalaureate program candidate, which means that you are pre to the freshman year of the freshman class, but I didn't know what that meant. I thought that post-baccalaureate meant that I was in dental school. I wasn't. I was in the pre to dental school class, and you still got to test into the class, and you got to do all these things. I went to Meharry Medical College, and I had an amazing time. An amazing time that I would never want to repeat because that was grueling, okay? All I knew was that if I passed the test, I wouldn't have to take that test again. And I just kept passing the tests, and it just kept happening. There's 2 National Dental Board examinations. There's part 1 and part 2. And I was terrified by my teacher, Dr. Moses. He was a Q. He taught biochemistry, and he told me a story in the medical freshman lecture hall that I'll never forget. He said that one day when he's administering a test, that he saw one of the students with a piece of paper like this big, and he was like, it was this big. It was so small. He said, but I opened it up and they could just keep opening it up and opening it up, and it had all the formulas for all of the biochemistry that he needed. He said it was amazing. And we're all kind of like, okay. And then he says, I don't know what that young boy's doing now, but he's not practicing dentistry. It shook the whole class, all right? And then after that, I tested out a post-bac. I'm in the freshman year class. This is where this conversation is going on. And in the freshman year class, one day, a bunch of the sophomores came in. Who were they? They were the people that didn't pass the National Dental Board Examination Part 1. It was like 10 or 12 of them. It was a lot. And it made our whole class rally together to say, we are all going to pass that test. Long story short, we all did pass the test at a rate of about 98% for the class. That was unheard of. You're supposed to fail the test. They're supposed to get people out of there, but they didn't, all right? Let's make this long story short. I became a dentist, all right? And on the way to becoming a dentist, I had to figure out what it would look like for me. And that's pretty much where my story or my vision ended. And now I'm here at the end of the vision. And now in this vision, I'm trying to figure out what the next 20, 30 years for me look like. I love being a dentist. Don't get me wrong. It is amazing. But I don't think everyone can show up to a job all the time. Not every time, not all the time. What if we can't show up? What are you gonna do, all right? And that's where financial literacy and financial education comes in. Those guys, shout out to Earn Your Leisure, who right now, they're right down the street from me. Right now, they're having a huge invest fest with so many, I think I heard it was sold out, but they are my internet mentors, giving me all types of information to help me grow my business and grow my investments so that I can do more of what I want to do. Actually, so I could do more of this. Because I love, love, love being able to share with you my story, and you can share with me your story so that we could have an understanding of each other, and so that we could also help each other grow. Because again, that is what it's about, all right? But when I became a dentist, actually before I became a dentist, when I got accepted into dental school, I said out loud, they have messed up now because they're gonna make me a doctor. That's what I said. And the only thing that I knew was that I was gonna do whatever I needed to do whatever I needed to do to graduate. When Dr. Moses told me that story and scared the whole class with the cheating person, it just reminded me, don't cheat. Because if you could cheat now, you're gonna cheat down the road. Just don't cheat, all right? And fear is a great motivation, because it was fear that when it came time to study, when the sun came up, I'm up. But when the sun went down, I was going down. I would study for like 8, 10 hours a day and then put it down and be like, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I highly recommend being a dentist, but it's not for everybody. You don't have to be a dentist. You do, however, have to be willing to serve. And that's really it. I love to serve. Not quite like tennis, but I love to serve my community. I love to serve humanity. And I think that is part of what makes me a good dentist, besides all of the years that I've been a dentist now, which is about, 13 years now I've been a dentist. So thanks for listening to my story. You can become a dentist. You can become whatever you want to be, okay? But there are certain tools that you have to give yourself and do for yourself in order to make sure that you are achieving your goals, all right? So reading is fundamental, okay? Read. Get what you need to get in order to do what you need to do. Just do it honestly, do it with love, know that it's going to be a challenge, and just do whatever you got to do to meet the challenge and beat the challenge. Thank you so much for watching. Please share with me in the comments below if you want to be a dentist and if I could help in any way. Or what do you want to do? Let's talk about it. We'll see you next time.